The following BLTV program is brought to you by O'Flaherty Law. Please enjoy.
Hey everybody, Bryan McDonald of On Purpose Growth, and I appreciate everybody coming back to another episode of Seize Your Business podcast. Today we have Saad Yusuf from Plego Technologies, and what we're going to be talking about today is the 8 things that you need on your site if you're an e-commerce site for your site to be effective. So Saad, thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you, Bryan, for having me on. Really appreciate the opportunity. Always love being on here. So I'm with Plego Technologies. We are a local application development firm based in Downers Grove. We do websites, web applications, e-commerce sites, CRMs, mobile apps, and so on. All kinds of software development. We're local to Downers Grove. We also have presence in Naperville and St. Charles, and also downtown Chicago. So we'd like to cover the entire Chicagoland area, but we do focus on the west burbs.
Cool.
So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, absolutely. So tis the season,
Absolutely.
for e-commerce sites.
Yeah.
So what is it that sites need?
Well, as you all know from doing your Black Friday shopping and Cyber Monday shopping, that e-commerce is very important to our economy right now, this time of year in December. And you have a lot of e-commerce sites competing for attention, competing for clicks, competing for conversions and purchases. So it's a real challenge out there for vendors if you have a company and you're trying to get your product out there and product moving, to have someone come to your site and not only look up information about your product, but also sell that product to that person. So there's a lot of things that a company can do to retain that customer and make sure that they convert to an actual sale, because we're all here for sales, obviously.
Yeah.
So, what you got to do is not only do you need to have your product on your store, you have to have it in a prime spot on your website. So
location.
Absolutely. When you land on your site, you got to make sure that the customer knows where to go and where to click. Because as soon as they land, if they're confused for even a second, they're like, okay, forget this. Let's go to Amazon, and get it, and then you lose. It's lose-lose. So what you want to do is you want to have your prime products featured up front. You have them click on that product, and not only do you have that product available to add to the cart, you want to upsell. So selling one thing is great. Selling a whole package of things is even better.
Yeah. Okay.
So let's say you're selling an iPhone, just to make it very simple. You want to sell the AirPods. You want to sell the charging cables. You want to sell the wireless charger. So all these things you want to sell with an iPhone, you should have available. So people also viewed. You see all that all the time. That's critical. So or people also bought. So you have that listed somewhere very prominent on your webpage. That's the first thing I think you should have as a critical thing, to not only sell the one thing you're trying to sell, but also engage the customers into thinking deeper into their purchase. So they not only they add their cart, they fill that cart up with multiple items. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things you can do. So secondly, you want social media integration.
Okay.
So it's great to have customers on your site, but you need to get them on your site. And once they go on your site, you don't want them to forget about you. So if you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, and you've been to a site, or you've even thought about something, apparently. I was just thinking about this, and it pops up on your feed. So you got to invest in social media. You got to invest in advertising on social media. Invest in Instagram ads. Invest in Facebook. Facebook's great. I think Instagram is more up and coming. You got more mobile users on Instagram. More of the millennial crowd is on there now. I'd definitely go with that. Twitter as well too is great. Invest in those advertising on those platforms, because when they're not browsing or shopping, they're probably doing social media. Yeah, right. And in their social media activities, you want to remind them, hey, remember that time you were looking for that phone? And John's store sells that phone. Therefore, you might want to think about getting it again, or those AirPods you wanted. And so on. It's just a nice reminder. Oh, I was on that site earlier. I did search for it on Google. Thanks for reminding me. And it'll constantly pop up in your feed until that person probably clears their history or whatever. That's really a good thing. Remarketing. That's what we call it. Remarketing your product. So once you're on your site and you don't convert, you want to grab their attention again.
So is social media and remarketing two different things?
You're remarketing on social media, basically.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a part of that. So you have Google Ads too. Where if you're on a site and Google has a pop-up and they remarket that too. So it's all part of the same advertising strategy.
Got it.
Of reminding the person where they were and what they want to do.
Cool.
Other things you can do is again going back on the theme of people coming to your site, and for some reason if you don't convert, let's say they added the iPhone and the AirPods to their shopping cart, and they went to view the cart and they got distracted, or they went to a different site, or they clicked on an email link or whatever, and they left your site. There should be an abandoned cart saving functionality on your website.
Okay.
So we do that. So not only do you have someone add items to their cart, you kind of make them sign up. You click here, sign up real fast, and when they sign up, the next time they visit your site, they'll see their cart already available to them.
Yeah, with that in it.
Exactly, and also they got an email reminder saying, "Hey, remember you were shopping for X, Y, and Z."
I've gotten that email before.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Exactly.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So, I was supposed to get this. So, another strategy. I mean, e-commerce. There's so many different moving parts to it. It's not just putting up your product on a website and praying that it'll sell it. You have to be interactive. You have to capture the customer's interest, and you have to follow the customer along until they convert. So, that's critical. And along with that theme, when you get someone's email address, add them to an email list.
Okay.
Update them on sales you have, on specials you have, on coupons you have going out. And constantly remind them. Hey, we have an e-commerce site. You were here. Therefore, you might want to come back because of this. And just have that messaging all set up. Yeah. Which is what we can do for you. So we can definitely have a plan in place where you can have weekly, daily, monthly emails, however often you want to be in that person's presence. You can do that. So that's critical. The engaging with the customer once you get them, once you get the information, that's a gold mine of data.
Really?
That's why someone's email address is gold mine of data, because that's why all these companies have all these different barriers to collect someone's email, because it's so hard to get an email and to keep it that once you get it, you should use it.
You should use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Until the person tells you not to use it. So.
Yeah, right. So what else you got there?
Let's see. Wish list. Let's say that someone has a wish list of items, but they don't want to buy now. But made a future date, they'll consider it. Have them, instead of buying now, add to your wish list. Add to your favorites. So and so on. So it reminds the customer, hey, you once looked at this item, you liked it, you weren't ready to buy it then, but you know what? Maybe a month later you might be ready to buy it. Right. And then you remind them, hey, this is still on your wish list. Do you want to buy it again? Maybe and so on. So it's just another methodology of keeping the customer engaged with your e-commerce brand, and that's critical. The last thing you want is to one visit and they forget about you for forever. I mean, we've all been to Amazon, we've all been to Walmart.com and all these other huge sites, and they won't forget about Amazon. But if you're a small business and you're trying to fight for your little area in the e-commerce space, you have to do these little things that Amazon or Walmart might not even be doing right now. But since you're fighting an uphill battle against these large e-commerce vendors, you have to go the extra mile. And these kind of wish lists and abandoned carts and favorites, I believe Amazon's doing that. But if you're not doing it, then you're just gonna get lost in the shuffle, honestly. And lastly, one thing that'll set you apart from the larger e-commerce retailers, and I think it's very personable, very customizable, very just specific to your brand, could be a loyalty program.
Oh, really?
So yeah. So you basically what you do is you offer points, you offer incentives. A person can buy something, accumulate points, and those points lead to something free, or for something discounted, or maybe a coupon down the line. Or if you buy on a specific day, you get double the points, and so on. So you can game the system that way, where people are incentivized to come to your site, buy in certain times, and they come back later because they do have these points, and they keep returning. So that's a real good way of having return customers, and that's something that will differentiate yourself from other competitors, because those points are yours to use for your company. So and nowhere else.
Yeah, and keeps them coming back.
Absolutely, absolutely. So end of the day, you want to retain your customers. You want them to come back. If they if they visit your site once or twice, you want them to come back and buy, and you want to prove to yourself that, so prove to the customer that you are a reliable source of, e-commerce shopping. And these are important things, but it first starts with a good e-commerce site.
Right.
You don't want a site that's not mobile compatible. You don't want a site that looks like a bunch of boxes just thrown on, a bunch of products thrown onto a screen, and you're shopping in a 2002 type, website. Right. You want something slick. You want something pleasing to the eye. You want something that's modern, has modern technologies, not too many clicks, and just you want to feel like you're shopping on a site built in 2019.
Yeah,
so
right.
That's the main goal.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you sharing all this knowledge about the e-commerce sites and helping everybody out there. And if anybody wants to get a hold of Saad, all of his contact information will be here on the site of what you're watching or you're listening to. And we appreciate you guys coming back again for this episode. And we'll see you next time on Seize Your Business Podcast. Take care.
Thanks, Bryan.
Cool.
Thanks so much for watching our video. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Click the subscribe button for new videos every week, and download and review us on iTunes. Visit learn-about-law.com for other legal-related articles and videos. Visit our business podcast and video blog, seizeyourbusiness.com, and visit Making Real Estate Fun for real estate videos and podcasts. Call us at 630-324-6666 for a free consultation.